We're back in Fallon Park for day 2 of Go Cross. Elite men starting out fast here. Andrew Strohmeyer picking up where he left off yesterday, getting the whole shot. Tyler Clark up there with him as well. Kerry Werner, I believe that is one of the comp edge guys, either Cody Scott or Dylan Zakrajcek up there with him as well. Coming up a little later in this lap, we're reversed today for the front side of the course, so they're going up the horseshoe instead of down like they were last race. Also the sand pit, we're coming in the opposite direction today versus what we did yesterday. A little easier, more downhill, a lot more riders making it all the way through there without having to dismount. You see Strohmeyer making it through clean, followed by Tyler Clark. Kerry Werner having a great race up there, already gapping off the comp edge crew. And the big surprise of the day, in 9th place starting the race and up to about 6th place now, is Eric Brunner. Not the best start for Brunner, as Strohmeyer, his biggest competition, taking advantage, flying over the planks early in lap 1. Clark and Werner still in 2nd and 3rd. Chase group now led by Brunner. He's moved his way up to 4th from 9th in about 3/4 of a lap. They're all heading out to Meigs Mountain now to finish up lap 1. There's Tofik Bashir making his way through, and Ben Frederick, the last in that group. Strohmeyer still with a gap here, about 5 or 6 seconds. It looks like Kerry Werner now is taking over for Tyler Clark in the chase, and Brunner just closing down that gap, strong as always. Look at him just get right on Clark's wheel as they make it over Meigs Mountain. With Strohmeyer continuing to push the pace. He's making everybody work hard here on day 2. You know, different from yesterday when he was sitting back a little more, but Werner looking really good. Brunner now moved up to 3rd place. Clark in 4th. Jules Van Kemp leading the chase group. Zakrajcek, Cody Scott in there as well. Here's the 3rd comp edge rider, Drummond, coming up right in front of Luke Walter. Continue to push in the pace. Strohmeyer putting in a 7:15 lap. That's a fast lap to start things off. Moving his way through. This is that really sketchy off-camber that they were going down yesterday, now climbing up it a little easier. But, you know, talking to the riders, going in this direction adds about 300 feet more climbing, but it seems like they enjoy the flow more. Like the course just is a little bit more fun to ride in this direction. Calvin Conway coming through in the top 10. And there's Bashir just pulling up the rear. Breakout ride for him yesterday. See what he can do today. All right, here we are. You knew this was going to happen. It didn't. It took a lap or so for Brunner. We're not sure what happened with him in the start, but whatever the issue was, it took about a lap and a half for him to correct everything, come back, and now we're back to what we know, the familiar look in the men's elite field this year. Brunner and Strohmeyer at the front. Kerry Werner having a great race, being able to chase them down. We talked to Kerry. This is the 2nd time he's been on his cross bike, really, since he took it out of storage from Nationals last year. So getting right back into it. First hot laps he did were yesterday during the race. So Kerry Werner still able to just find that form. Okay, Brunner, having recovered from the big chase from the gun, now takes the lead. This is just what has happened between these two over the whole weekend. They get to this part of Meigs Mountain. You have these 3 ascents, and they just do all these micro attacks against each other. It's just little effort, little effort, little effort. You know, cyclocross death by 1,000 blows. Down the sketchy descent there, that's become really loose and blown out. That corner is just all dust, no grass remaining on there anymore. Tyler Clark now has moved in front of Kerry Werner. Jules Van Kempen fighting with, I believe that's Drummond, Ryan Drummond. Brunner still pushing the pace. Strohmeyer on his wheel. When it comes to the sand section, I would give the advantage of that pair to Brunner. Brunner is so strong through that sand. We were watching him kind of similar to this time right here. it doesn't even look like it's sand. It looks like it's a paved road that he's riding down sometimes when he gets through. There's just so much power and so fast, and that's something that is definitely an advantage over Strohmeyer for that feature. Bashir is starting to move up a couple spaces. Now Strohmeyer, this is tactical because we've skipped a lap here. We're at the horseshoe. Strohmeyer now leading Brunner, and he knows Brunner has that strength in the sand. So what do you do when somebody has strength? You want to be in front. So Strohmeyer making the effort to make sure that he's staying out in front on this lap so he can be the first one into the sand. They have a couple more turns, a big long stretch down, and then a sort of sweeping left-hand turn, and then they'll be into the sand sections. As we go back here, we're looking at the battle for third place. Warner has once again moved in front of Tyler Clark to take that third spot. Clark in the fourth position for now. Panning back again, we're going to see the chase taking place. We got Tofik Bashir in there, Luke Walter on his wheel, Jules Van Kempen sitting on the back of that trio. You can see out in the distance, Strohmeyer was able to keep Brunner behind him through the sand, and that continues as they hit Meigs Mountain one more time. Coming up here, same thing, out of the saddle for Strohmeyer, out of the saddle for Brunner. They are not resting. They're going at it in this part of the course. Looking at the last climb, this is just the leg breaker. I'm not sure how many percentage of a grade it is, but it is enormous. On the descent, that's that sketchy part. You can see all the dust flying up. They're going to make that right turn, and they will be back on the finishing straight. Here is our battle back and forth between Kerry Warner and Tyler Clark, looking for that podium spot. At this point, not sure that they can close the gap to the first two, but they have their own battles going on. It's cyclocross, battles all over the course. This is your third group. Jules Van Kempen now moved out to the front. Bashir and Walter trying to stay in touch with him. Leg out, little tripod action coming around that corner, making sure you keep the bike upright as Bashir is just glued to Van Kempen's wheel. Here we go. We got Brunner coming through the sand. This is crucial right here. I told you it was a strength, and Strohmeyer having to dismount. That is huge. We have like 3 laps left in this race, and Brunner has a huge advantage now. He was able to ride through there. Strohmeyer was not. He knows that's happening behind him and just attacks. And you can see right away, this is like 30 seconds after that sand section, Brunner's already increased his lead. Here he comes up to the barriers, but Strohmeyer putting in a huge effort to close it down. He is not letting Brunner get away. Let's take another look at that. Look at this. This is like a video game. Just boosting the flyover and then going all into the planks. He does not slow down for a fraction of a second going over these planks. It's like they're not even there. That effort, huge effort, able to close the gap down to Brunner. You can see in Meigs Mountain, he's just continuing that momentum from the flyover and the planks and just able to shut it down. This is an enormous effort by Strohmeyer to crawl back after the mistake in the sand, get right back up to Brunner's wheel. Brunner knows he's there. He's still putting in those attacks. He still wants to make sure that he can stay ahead. Strohmeyer is able to get on the wheel and get a deep breath. But he knows now all the efforts have happened. And this is the time, you got to make these decisions in the race. When you're super tired, the other guy's super tired, that's the time where you attack. This is the hill that he's been putting in those efforts, and there it is. That's your counterattack. Strohmeyer coming right back at Brunner, and it looks like he may have gotten him. Brunner sitting up a little bit. The gap starts to go, but this is the big one. This is like the death blow here. After putting in the counterattack, you have to keep going. You have to keep going no matter how much it hurts. Coming through here on this descent, we said it was sketchy, almost going down as Strohmeyer is able to keep it up. Brunner smooth through that section. Strohmeyer continuing to get out of the saddle in a place where you're usually seeing recovery. He's on the hoods, but he's still going. The bottles are staying on the bike. Nobody's taking a drink here. They are just going all out. Strohmeyer knows if he's going to get away, this is where he has to do it. 2 laps to go at this point. It's only about a 2 or 3 second lead, but it looks like the advantage has swung back to Strohmeyer. Back in our battle for 4th, 5th place. Jules Van Kempen, Tofik Bashir fighting. Jules also having a tripod there. Tofik staying on the wheel. Those two have been battling all race and will continue to do so. And look at this. We said that it looked like Brunner may have been hurt by those counterattacks, and in fact, Strohmeyer has been able to just sustain his attack long enough where he's been able to break the elastic. Now is just has about a 10-second lead over Brunner. About 1 1/3 laps to go. Brunner coming through here, you can see the different pace. He was so fast, so strong, so powerful through that sand. Just not the same anymore coming down to this lap. This is the big battle here. We got Werner riding, and again, Tyler Clark getting off. We already saw with the Strohmeyer-Brunner battle where that's huge. If you get off your bike, you're at a huge disadvantage. Same thing with Tofik. He's off his bike. Jules is able to go on and extend his lead. Look at this from Kerry Werner. He was able to stay in the sand. We go to the other side of the course, Meigs Mountain, and that advantage that he gained in the sand has just expanded into the climbing sections. Tyler Clark's just going to have to fight as hard as he can for the rest of this race. Final lap now. Andrew Strohmeyer out front. Brunner no longer in the same picture, just smooth sailing for him. All he has to do is keep it upright, should take the win. He does exactly that, coming through the last time down the straight. Back-to-back wins for Strohmeyer, sweeping the first round of the USCX Series, the Trek USCX Series. Go Cross Day 2 winner, Brunner. First 2 second places on the weekend, and here is the man, local guy, lives not far from the park. Kerry Werner taking a 3rd place. Huge result for him, for a guy who had not ridden his bike at all. And there it is. Day 2 highlights for your elite men from Virginia's Blue Ridge Go Cross, first round of the USCX Series.